A bank's redemption, a tale of bias and transformation. On a crisp Tuesday afternoon in June 2025, the marble lobby of First National Bank in downtown Chicago gleamed under the soft glow of chandeliers. The air hummed with the quiet efficiency of a prestigious institution, but beneath the polished surface, a storm was brewing. Dr. Evelyn Harper, a sharply dressed black woman in her 50s, stepped up to the counter. Her tailored gray suit and confident stride spoke of authority, yet the bank manager's cold stare suggested otherwise. What unfolded in the next 7 minutes would not only expose a shameful act of discrimination, but also spark a transformation that would ripple across the nation. Could a single moment of injustice redefine an entire industry? Evelyn adjusted her glasses, her gaze steady as she faced Margaret Collins, the branch manager. "I need to withdraw $50,000 for my son's college tuition," she said, sliding her ID and account details across the counter. Margaret, with 15 years at First National, barely glanced at the documents. Her lips curled into a thin smile. "Ma'am, withdrawals of this size require extra verification. Our fraud protocols are strict for certain profiles." The words hung heavy, laced with an implication Evelyn had heard too often in her career as a black executive. Across the lobby, 20-year-old Sophie Nguyen, a college student, was filming a TikTok about budgeting tips. Her phone camera, unnoticed, captured the exchange. As Sophie's live stream gained traction, 500 viewers, then 1,000, she realized she was documenting something far bigger than a finance vlog. The digital clock above the teller windows read 2:52 p.m. Evelyn checked her Cartier watch. 8 minutes until her board meeting. "I've provided my account number, ID, and authorization codes," she said, her voice calm but firm. "What more do you need?" Margaret's smile tightened. "These things take time, ma'am. Large cash withdrawals raise red flags, money laundering, you understand." The accusation was subtle but unmistakable. Evelyn felt the familiar sting of being judged not for her credentials, but for her appearance. Behind the counter, a young teller, Lisa Rodriguez, whispered to a colleague, "Isn't she in some business magazine?" Her coworker shrugged. "They all look the same." Margaret pressed a button under her desk, summoning security guard James Carter, a young black man who shifted uncomfortably as he approached. "We have a situation," Margaret announced loudly, ensuring the lobby heard. "Monitor this withdrawal request." James's jaw clenched. He'd seen this script before, always the same ending. But Evelyn's poise unsettled him. "Ma'am, can I assist you?" he asked quietly. Evelyn smiled, reading his name tag. "Thank you, James. Just a routine withdrawal." Sophie's live stream exploded, 5,000 viewers, then 10,000. Comments flooded in. "This is outrageous. Banking while black in 2025? Call her out." The lobby grew tense as other customers pulled out their phones, some recording discreetly. Margaret typed slowly, each keystroke deliberate. "This amount is outside normal parameters for walk-in customers," she said, her tone patronizing. Evelyn raised an eyebrow. "Walk-in? I've banked here for 12 years." The words money laundering, terrorism, and drug proceeds slipped from Margaret's lips, each one a slap. Evelyn's phone buzzed, a board meeting reminder. She glanced at the crowd, the cameras, and made a decision. "Ms. Collins," she said, her voice cutting through the hum. "Have you ever had a discrimination complaint filed against you?" Margaret bristled. "I treat all customers the same." Evelyn's smile was steel. "Of course. James, have you seen bias in this branch?" James hesitated, torn between policy and instinct. "I just follow orders, ma'am." Sophie's viewer count hit 15,000. Someone call the news. "This lady's a boss." Assistant manager Robert Ellis emerged, sensing trouble. "Let's resolve this privately," he urged, but Evelyn stood firm. "Public institutions demand public accountability." Margaret, doubling down, snapped, "Some people need to learn their place. This is a prestigious bank with standards." The lobby fell silent. Even Robert winced. Sophie's phone nearly slipped as comments erupted. Did she just say that? Career suicide. Evelyn's voice was calm but lethal. "My place. Please, tell me where you think I belong." Margaret stammered, her confidence crumbling. At 2:59 p.m., Evelyn reached into her purse, pulling out an executive key card. James's eyes widened. Ev knew only top brass carried those. "Miss Collins," Evelyn said. Do you attend our shareholder meetings? They're quite revealing. Margaret's face paled. Lisa gasped. Check the executive directory. Evelyn's phone rang. Catherine Brooks, COO. She answered briefly. Catherine, I'm downstairs handling a customer service issue. Join us. The elevator chimed, and Catherine stepped out, her presence commanding. Dr. Harper, she said, is there a problem? Margaret's world collapsed as Evelyn replied. Ms. Collins questioned the legitimacy of my funds, suggesting they might be criminal. Catherine's eyes narrowed. Explain. Margaret stuttered. It's protocol for large withdrawals. Evelyn listed the insults. People like me don't belong here. Community branches are more my speed. My money might be from drugs or terrorism. Sophie shouted. It's all on video. 30,000 people saw it live. Catherine closed her eyes, bracing for a PR nightmare. Evelyn held up her badge. Dr. Evelyn Harper, CEO and Chairman, First National Bank. The silence was deafening. Margaret gripped the counter, her knees buckling. Sophie's stream hit 50,000 viewers. The CEO? She owns the bank. Social media erupted. So denied service, trended nationwide. You didn't know who I was, Evelyn said. But you assumed I was a criminal because of my race. Catherine apologized profusely, but Evelyn waved it off. This is a teachable moment. She turned to the crowd, Sophie's camera still rolling. This branch has 17 discrimination complaints in 6 months, 300% above our average. We've lost $2.3 million in account closures due to poor service. 86% of complaints come from customers of color. Margaret hyperventilated. Catherine asked, what do you want to do? Evelyn checked her watch. 3:02 p.m. First, process my withdrawal. Second, we discuss branch management. In conference room A, overlooking Chicago's skyline, Evelyn, Catherine, and Margaret sat at a mahogany table. Evelyn pulled up data. The video had 127,000 viewers, 45,000 shares, and caused a 2.3% stock drop. Your branch has the highest complaint rate, she told Margaret. Customer retention is 67% versus our 89% average. Minority customers report negative experiences 340% more often. The legal risk? $3.2 million in potential lawsuits. Evelyn offered Margaret 3 options: immediate termination, resignation with retraining, or staying with intensive reform. I'd rather transform behavior than punish it, Evelyn said. Margaret, tears streaming, chose to stay. She faced a 2-week suspension, 40 hours of bias training, and community outreach. Evelyn announced the Harper Protocol, AI-monitored interactions, real-time feedback, and mandatory training. A $2 million fund would support financial literacy in underserved areas. 6 weeks later, the bank was unrecognizable. Digital boards displayed customer satisfaction scores. James, now Director of Customer Experience, ensured every client felt valued. Lisa, promoted to branch manager, hosted community forums. Margaret, transformed by training, listened to customers' stories of bias. The bank's stock soared, retention rose 23%, and complaints dropped to 0. A year later, Evelyn addressed the International Business Ethics Conference. 7 minutes of discrimination sparked a year of change, she said. The Harper Protocol was the industry standard, adopted by the Federal Reserve. Sophie, now Director of Digital Innovation, had 50 million video views. Margaret, a diversity officer, spoke at TED. The bank wasn't just a bank, it was a catalyst for equity. First National's lobby now displayed a plaque. Every customer deserves dignity. Evelyn's son, inspired, studied business ethics. The company won awards, but the real victory was in the stories: customers who felt seen, employees who found purpose. As Evelyn concluded her speech, she challenged the audience. When bias surfaces, choose transformation over silence. What do you think? Have you faced injustice or witnessed bias in your community? Share your story in the comments. Should leaders punish or reform? Take a stand and let your voice be heard.